Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to do a rebuild on this Mountain LX derailleur. This is the M452, probably from 1989. So we're gonna pretty much just disassemble the derailleur, clean it, and reassemble it again. There's actually on this derailleur missing the adjuster for the cable housing at the back. I'm going to find a replacement, and the jockey wheel here is completely worn. It's nearly round, so I'm going to find a alternative for that one as well. So we're going to remove the jockey wheel bolts. This one's actually stuck, like it's in such a poor position. So we'll take off the jockey wheel, get rid of it like this. Okay. So this derailleur is really dirty and has been overly neglected. We'll take off the anchor bolt. We're going to remove this Phillips type screw bolt that's here, that's acting as the stopper. So we're going to pull this back, get screw, driver. Okay, and that's now going to relieve the tension on that return spring. And there's another screw right here that we need to also take off, remove. Finally got it. So now we can take off the rear or back cage plate and the pivot bolt. I'm going to go ahead and take the spring out. So this is very dry and dirty. I'm going to take off that bolt right there. We're going to remove the clip to take off this hanger bolt on the top knuckle. We can now go ahead and, it's pretty stuck because it's so probably dry, so I'm going to have to lift this up. Oh, there you go, got it. Oh man, that's stuck. Okay, so got that part off. Let's try and move the bolt's pretty stuck. Not surprising. I'm going to try and push down. Okay, I managed to get the spring out. Very dry. Never been serviced probably in its lifetime and been used heavily. So I managed to get it out with the assistance of a hammer. Gave it a smack. So there's a kind of washer seal that's also here. We're going to remove these limit screws. Most of the parts have been removed now. I'm going to pull the parts in some soapy water overnight, and then I'm going to do the rebuild in the early hours of the morning. Everything's clean now. I could keep going on because there was so much old grit and dirt in every single corner, but I haven't got the time, and this is already more or less put it back to life. I've managed to find some replacement parts, noticeably the barrel adjuster right here. I found a spare one, so we'll be able to put that back on. So let's get started with that. So I'm going to put some grease on all the parts that will be needing protection from the elements and anything that's got that comes into contact or friction. So notably the pivot bolts. Alright, so let's start off by doing the harder part, the spring on the top knuckle. So this is the shorter spring that goes into here, and there's only one hole, and you put that at the back. So on the other side of this, There's also a seal. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to also now push through the bolt, the hanger bolt, and get that through there. Okay, so the other side, there's going to be a seal right here. See if the seal goes over this now. Right, well the seal I'm not even going to be able to get on, I think, until I actually start twisting it. So I'm going to put this plate on top, and we're going to get the other tip of the spring into the only hole that there is. Okay. Right, so get a plier and the circlip ready for the next process. I'm going to use a Allen key wrench, and it's going to go through in here like this, and then using my hand I'm going to twist the plate here, tensioning the spring, and in doing so you'll be able to push down the plate towards that stopper that's right there, and you want it to essentially go over or just before it. Now holding that down, don't let go because it can actually pop into your finger. Get the circlip, and now we're going to push that circlip down, and there you go. Okay, so now you can let go of that, and it looks like it's good to me. So I want to put the anchor bolt, and there's that part of the anchor bolt that goes behind here. So I've put something in the way to hold this open for me. Be very careful because you can hurt your fingers. I've hurt my fingers on many occasions doing this. So now we've got to get that in. Okay, it's gone through. So on top of that there was a washer, and I found a nicer bolt to put on this, as the old one had lost all its top anodizing. Let go. Okay, so for the next part we're going to put this spring on the bottom knuckle. So there's two sides of this. One seems to be very long, that tip. I tried the other side, it's not working, so I'm guessing it can only be this way. So I put that in. And on the other side of this there's two holes, and so logically if you put it on the left it's going to be more tensioned, on the right it's going to be less tensioned, so you can kind of choose what you want. I'm going to just do a regular tension. So now that you've got that in, we need to put a screw into that part there. Alright, so once we've done that, we're going to turn the back jockey cage towards here, put it against something, and whilst holding we're going to put the stopper in place. And now you can let go, and that should now be nicely in tensioned. Gonna put the limit screws back in. Be careful not to damage the threading when you're putting this in, although sometimes they can be also rusty. So for the bottom lower pulley, I can't seem to find, I haven't got a spare one that's appropriate for this, and that's because you need them to be a certain you need them to be specifically a certain shape so that they don't rub on the bottom here. So for the top jockey wheel you need to open this up to actually get the bolt in place. Okay, so complete. It's definitely looking better than it was before. I think I'm going to put a little bit more, just a tiny dab of oil right there. So yeah, it's definitely looking better than it was before. I hope this helped guide you through servicing your Mountain LX rear derailleur. Thank you for listening, and until next time, peace out.